Hello, misfits and nomads. Step into the spotlight, let your essence shimmer and your creativity glimpse. This podcast is a canvas for your brilliance, a stage for your unique talent to dance and dazzle. Embrace the rhythm of your artistry, the melody of your voice, and the power of your story. As we dive into the depth of your passion, let the world feel the pulse of your creativity, the fire of your spirit, the magic of your craft. This is your time to shine, your moment to inspire, so unleash your talent, showcase your gift, and let your light illuminate the way. Welcome to a podcast where dreams take flight, talent find their wings, and greatness know no bounds. Get ready to captivate, inspire, and leave a legacy that resonates through the ages. Go ahead.
Awesome. Thank you, man. So my
No
name is
problem.
Noah, with two A's, Noaah. There's not a whole lot of meaning behind that. I just wanted something other than my actual name, but it's similar enough. It don't really matter at this point. Others know me as Big Shadow. Um, it's just something I reference to myself as in a lot of my music. So,
Mm.
but yeah,
Shout
you
out to
can.
you.
Oh my bad.
Oh, no, no, go ahead.
You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, SoundCloud, pretty much every platform. So if you look up Noah, Noaah, you should be able to find me, as well as my team and my partner. His name is Synthblxxd. We call ourselves BlxxdMoon. Sorry about my cat.
No problem. So, let me get this straight. Noah is your actual name?
Yeah.
Okay. And how you came up with going by Blood Moon?
So my buddy's name that I started making music with here, his name is Synthblxxd. Um, and I've always been very interested in like space and sci-fi and things of that nature. So we
Hmm.
kind of just mixed our interests together with his name, and we ended up with Blood Moon.
Okay. I somewhat thought it was he was referencing like a Avatar bloodbender or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but that's dope to hear that. And are you part of a label, a group?
The group is Blood Moon Records. We're not an official label or company yet, but we're working on getting there. We want to be more than
Okay.
just music and print clothing as well. Maybe design some clothes and see where we can go that route. But yeah, we're putting the steps in to make it official.
Okay. And checking out your music, uh, listened to about about 20 songs out of your catalog. How many songs do you have in total?
It's hard to tell, man. I've been making music for years, so I'd say over 100 by now. We got
Okay.
146 on our Blood Moon playlist, so and that's not even all
Okay.
of them.
Okay. So what I forgot to mention too, next time you come on here, we would do a ranking out of the catalog. So we actually encourage y'all to keep making music, and we would give you a platform like to, talk about it and, promote it as well.
Absolutely.
Um, so 100 songs, yeah, that definitely going to be a lengthy episode, I would say. Uh, but, I'm definitely down. I'm actually becoming a fan of your sound, especially, is there about like three members or four?
So we began with 8 members. Well, it really
Okay.
started with the two of us, and we had other members, and at one point we had 8 members, and some of them were producers, other of them were like artists. They would just rap and write lyrics, and it became a lot to manage. We realized taking on that many people and expecting them all to do their part was kind of unrealistic, so we narrowed it back down to 2 people. So it's just me and Synthblood now.
Okay. And how, so you was there in the beginning
Yeah,
of forming this label?
yeah. I mean, he's the one who I talked to and really took initiative. I can't leave out my brother Chris. It was back like I don't know, middle school, maybe freshman year of high school. He's the one who introduced me to messing around on FL, making beats, writing songs. So um,
Okay.
that guy really got me started. And as we moved forward, he was in Blood Moon for a little bit, and me and Synthblood just kind of decided to go on our own route because other people weren't holding up their end of the deal.
Hmm. And so when y'all was forming this label, when did it start? A couple years ago, or this was recent?
2021. Yeah, a few years ago.
2021. Okay. And this was coming out of high school, or
Yeah, right, right.
oh,
Well, I was still in high school when it started, when we started everything. So,
okay.
but
So
I
from your
graduated that year. My bad. Didn't mean to interrupt.
oh, no problem. So from creating this label, what was what did you learn, while you had this chaotic of a group, in the beginning compared to like now?
Um, I don't know, man. I guess I learned it's very hard to just. I learned not to rely on anyone else. I got my
Okay.
brother Synthblxxd. We started it together, and we're gonna keep doing it together. I think it works out best that way. So
Okay.
you
When
can't
will
always
will this
expect things out of everyone.
I agree. And will it stay as two members?
I think we're looking for what we really need is good management. We need someone who knows how to build websites. We need someone who knows marketing and all those things. My buddy is going to college for music right now, so I'm sure he's learning a little bit of that. But we are looking for people with other talents, I suppose, not just writing music.
Okay. So when it comes to like other talent, are y'all willing to explore like other artists and other genres?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Do you have any genres in priority, or is it up in the air?
We get reference to Suicide Boys a lot. A lot of people like to draw a connection there. If
Mm.
I'd call that funk or maybe dark trap, but that's really where we focus our stuff.
Dark
Uh,
trap?
yeah,
Okay.
we've had a little bit of like Midwest emo mixed in with rap here and there, and a few other songs we've tried, but we really try to keep it unique and not have more than a bunch of the same songs. So,
Okay. So when it comes to artists and other genres, what is some priorities that you'd be looking to expand to?
I mean, just trap in general. I was never a big fan of like drill rap or anything of that nature, but
Mm,
I do like Midwest emo rock. People like Shrimp. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
mm. I
Uh,
haven't, but
Lil Peep too. I mean,
okay.
he's kind of dark trap, but he's a little bit more on the singing side. I do want to use my voice some more one day. I
Okay.
also play bass guitar, so I was in a band for a little bit. I like pretty much all music, but the focus is definitely going to be dark trap. I don't know how far we're gonna branch out from that. Maybe funk, but it's kind of in a similar genre.
Okay. And do y'all take any priority to like, looking for more like female artists, or that doesn't matter?
No, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of
And
focused on us right now, so.
okay. Um, and how would you go about, recruiting? Is there like
We did go out just kind of sending DMs and letting people know we're out here and we're just starting off, kind of getting everything into the works. Um, Nothing is legal or official. We don't have a LLC yet or anything, but we want to trademark our name and do everything the right way as soon as possible. But yeah, we usually just reach out and just kind of let them know, this is what we do. You're welcome to join if you'd like. If you have other things going on, say that now so we don't have to waste our time. But yeah,
okay.
as of
Yeah,
now,
I
I
was
think we're
just
gonna focus on our next album, and once that's out of the way, we're just gonna have to sit down and plan some more for our future.
okay. Yeah, I was just interested, would there be like a tryout that they would have to do, so you can
Oh
see what they're about?
yeah, I mean it's pretty. I mean we kind of it's biased. We base it off of our opinions. If it fits
Okay.
the vibe and we like it, I'm sure you'll get a spot. You know.
Okay. Yeah. This is for the viewers, if they, anybody out there that was interested.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, okay. And what's the name of the label?
Blood Moon Records, or just
Blood
Blood
Moon
Moon.
Record.
Yeah,
Blood
we
Moon
spell it
Record.
with X's instead of O's, but just in the blood part. Just
Okay.
wanted to make it a little bit different.
Okay. And you go by Blood Moon, correct?
Yeah.
So was the record's named after you, or does this have a different meaning?
Oh no no no! My name is just Noah. Like that's my artist name, just
Oh,
Noah.
that's your artist name,
Yeah,
is Noah.
yeah. And then
Oh,
my
okay.
my buddy's name. my partner in this, his name is Synthblxxd.
Okay.
So the way we got BlxxdMoon, like I said before, we just kind of mixed my interest with space with his name, and that's what we ended up with. So
Okay. Shout out to you. Um,
yeah, absolutely.
okay. And what inspired you to pursue music?
It's always been something I wanted to do since a young age. I remember like taking videos of myself covering other rapper songs. Before middle school even, I was into like Eminem. I listened to Tech Nine, Strange Music, Chris Webby. There were Logic too. I mean, there were just so many inspirations when I was young, and I really looked up to all of them. As I got older and I started getting into the dark trap genre, a lot of that music kind of became corny, in my opinion. So I've kind of drifted
Mm.
from my initial inspiration, but
Okay.
yeah, it's just always been something I love doing. I'm not that great at talking with people. I feel like I do better expressing myself through music. So
And I could definitely feel like the emotions behind it. Um, I think it definitely get people riled up, and I definitely think that you got a good sound for like having your music be as a soundtrack for like action.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely, that'd be sweet.
yeah, I could definitely see your music on that type time. And remind me of your skill set again. You're an artist. You also play the bass.
Yeah, I play the
And what?
bass guitar. I write. I mainly just write lyrics. I've produced some beats in the
All right.
past. They were not my favorite, but I usually let Synthblood do that. He's kind of the mastermind behind the operation.
Wait, what was that again? Was that the writing lyrics part?
Oh yeah, I just write lyrics and rap mostly.
Okay. No, what you were talking about that you let him take over?
Oh
What
yeah,
was
nah, he does the producing, beats
that?
and mixing mostly. He's like the mastermind behind it all. So
Okay.
I just write the bars. I bet my bars the best that I can, and then I kind of rely on him for a lot. So big shout out to him. I'm still in the kind of in the process of learning everything with FL and mixing and all that. So it
Okay.
takes a lot of time, man. A lot of time and
No
practice.
problem. No problem. We all got to start from somewhere, and this
Absolutely.
is what Origin do for y'all. Um, so so you're an artist, songwriter, bass player, and you also get dab in. I want to say you are getting into producing as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Shout out to you. And when it came to what's the story behind, the bass playing? Um, you mind telling us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I've always been infatuated with music since I was very young. Back when I lived with my dad, I mean, he's the one who really got me into playing instruments. I started on a drum set. I think that played a big part in my ability to rap, with just knowing how to keep a steady flow and stay on the beat. Um,
Mm,
so that helped me a lot when that helped me out a lot when I did get around to starting guitar. It didn't sound too bad once I learned a couple chords. I strummed them in a certain pattern or rhythm, and it kind of just kept getting better from there. So in high school, I had met a few friends that already played in a band. Um, their name is Charlie Boy. We're not on
mm,
great terms, but I'll shout them out anyways. They're good
mm,
musicians. But yeah, so I played with them for a variety of years. We did a lot of live music. Uh, we got pretty far. We did pretty good while I was with them. We did a lot of open mic nights, and then it kind of grew into getting paid to go play in different venues and bars and places, and it was a great time. But it just didn't work out. We had a lot of different views and opinions, and we separated our ways. So I haven't been making
mm.
any music of that nature for quite a while, but I am a bass player. If there's any bands out there interested, that's what I do. Let me know.
Okay. And uh, so you also interested to also join a band as well?
Eventually, yeah, or start my
Okay.
own. I don't. I want to kind of expand my horizons. I don't want to be stuck in one genre. I want to be good at a couple of them.
Okay. Well, shout out to that. I could definitely see your sound mixing well over like some hard rock.
Yeah,
I can
absolutely.
see that. Now, is there any other aspects like where you go like, dabbing into like metal or anything?
Yeah, I do dab into metal a little bit. I like a lot of the '90s punk rock and like psychedelic rock, kind of like Tool. They were
Okay.
a big part of my the music I listened to when I was younger. I still listen to them a little bit, but Rage
Okay.
Against the Machine is fucking awesome, man. I love those guys. They really get the crowd like pumped up, jumping around. You know.
Okay. So we just promoted another group. It's a two man rock band. Uh I know they are looking for was it? I know they was looking for a drummer, but I think they was also looking uh for another bass player. I'm not too sure. I had to recall that a bit. Uh, but they go by Lesser Magic. You might like their style. They got a bit of like nostalgia, uh, 80s, 90s type of vibe to them.
What's it called? Luster Magic.
Yeah, Lesser Magic.
All right, I'm gonna check them out for sure, bro. Thank you.
You might find them interesting. We also promoted a couple other rock bands as well. Shattered Stories. They're a full band, but you might like to collaborate with them.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
No problem. Uh, we drop about like 3 to 4 episodes every week with new artists, so definitely, tune in and see whatever artist that you like. And if you want to have us as like a medium, be like, hey, if you like this artist, can you get in contact with them for us? We
Yeah,
would be
absolutely.
willing to do that for you. Yeah, that's what's up. So you're a solo. Technically, you're a solo artist, correct?
The way, I mean, our priority is our label and our music
Mm-hmm.
together, but I think it's a good idea for both of us to be able to have our own creative freedom and
Mm-hmm.
and post the songs we want to make too, because we don't always agree on everything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'd say we have our own solo things going on the side, and then our priority is the group music. But
Okay. So when you think about joining a rock band, will this be separate from the Blood Moon Records?
yeah, it would be.
Okay.
It would be.
Okay.
Maybe
So
not. That'd be something I'd have to talk about with my partner.
okay. So bringing this back to Blood Moon Records, do y'all consider yourself a duo,
Yeah,
or are
yeah,
y'all
a
artists
duo.
under this label? A duo? Okay.
Well, both. I mean, Blood Moon is the duo,
Okay.
and Blood Moon Records is the label that we want all of them to be under, whether it's Noaah, Synthblood, or Blood Moon as an artist. Because that way there's like an extra place for people to find our music, especially the
Mm-hmm.
songs that we do together. Because some of the music we do solo doesn't always make it on the Blood Moon page.
Okay. And I'm curious, how do y'all push each other, challenge each other, constantly stay on point?
We live states away, so that's always it puts some obstacles in the way sometimes when the internet isn't working so well, or whatever the case might be. But yeah, we just message each other a lot, man. We're always in each other's DMs, just pushing each other to do better or make more. I feel like I'm in his DMs a little bit more, kind of asking him to help me with mixing and making beats and things of those sorts. So big shout out to him. I really appreciate that. But yeah, we just stay on each other's ass, man.
Okay. And when was the time y'all impressed each other?
Sorry, what was that?
What was the time that y'all impressed each other?
When we all impressed each other?
Yeah, can you recall a time that y'all impressed each other?
Yeah, so I mean, I think he found me just by searching up my name on YouTube. Wait, are you telling me about a time we press each other, like push each other to make more music? Is that what you're saying?
Like a song that, like for example, a song that y'all collaborate with lyrically by y'all pen. Was there? Can you recall a time that y'all was impressed by each other work?
Oh yeah, dude, every day, almost every day.
Okay.
I'm every like. There's been a couple beats or something where he sends them to me and he's like, "Hey, do you fuck with this? Do you like this?" And if I'm like, "Dude, you know, it's okay, but I've
Mm,
heard you make much better. Like, he takes that to heart and he thinks about it and he keeps making better beats, man. Every day he impresses me. I
mm.
like his flow, I like his style, and I think we fit very well together. So,
And uh, when it comes to a project that got done together, do you have a favorite?
it's so hard. I have a lot of
Mm.
favorites, but I
Can you give
really
us
like,
three?
yeah, I can give you three. I really like Kama Sutra. That's our latest song, our latest single. It gets people dancing a little bit. It's a
Okay.
better vibe than most of our songs. Or not, I wouldn't say better, but happier. Um,
Okay.
I really like, it's hard, man. I like Paradigm. That's another track by us that we did. Um,
Very dope.
I think my bars are pretty good on that one.
Okay.
And then we got, let me think of one more. Hell on Earth Part 2 is a pretty popular one. People like that one a lot. I think I kind of put my heart and soul into that one and it got some good traction. So I'm really happy about that one.
Okay. And you was also talking a little bit about performing live.
Yeah, so
Can you tell us about your experience?
I just started performing live not that long ago. A few years back, I went to this like janky ass get together and I had to pay like $50 to perform. And
Mm.
it felt weird. Not a lot of, I feel like I wasn't as good at that time either. So it made sense. But I didn't really get the reaction I want. People I knew there wouldn't even talk to me. So it was kind of an awkward experience. But as I kept working on music, eventually I got invited out to Milwaukee um, to do a couple shows at this place called Bremen Cafe. Uh, there's a guy, his name is David Lopez. He's running a little community and like booking shows every weekend with Passion Park Entertainment. They're awesome. So they keep inviting me out
Congratulations.
to do shows there, and I think I get the crowd pretty turned up. Hopefully, it keeps going on, and I, just keep connecting with people and finding more ways to make it bigger.
So when you was part of the band, did you also perform live with them?
Yeah, just playing the instruments with
Okay.
their songs or the songs we
Okay.
created together, I guess. But there
So
wasn't a
what
lot of
was
creative control at all.
okay? So what was the difference outside of what you just mentioned as well? Your experience between being in a band performing live and then now. Are you solo performing or are you performing with your partner?
Yeah, I'm solo performing. I live in
Okay.
Wisconsin, and then he lives all the way out in Oklahoma. So it's pretty
Okay.
rare we get to see each other, but we try to meet up once a year every summer, which he came out this summer. It was a great time. But I'd say it's a big difference. Back when I was in a band, it felt a little bit easier. I wasn't so. I had people there on stage with me to back me up. You know what I mean? Now
Mm.
it's like the responsibility and the weight is all on my chest and me alone. So, if I
Okay.
mess up, there's only one person to be responsible for that, and that's me. So it's a little bit harder, a little bit more nerve wracking, but I think it's where I wanted to be in the long run, not just in
No.
the back with my quiet bass. So
And I also think it's pretty dope to hear that, as a duo, it sounds like, y'all performing, putting y'all each other on in different in your different states, respectfully.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely. I think it's a good way to work. That way, it grows outside of just the state I live in or just the state he lives in. People kind of get it back and forth.
hmm So when it becomes for the performance, how you go about like I'm guessing like when you do your part, do you have like your partner part just playing in the background, or how you go about that?
So we just since these live shows have kind of been new, I've been going over his verses in my voice so it sounds normal as a backtrack during the show.
Okay.
And he does some of the same things for my verses. That way we're still sharing a whole song of our music and it doesn't sound off live, you know what I mean?
That's dope.
Yeah, there's a
That's
couple where
dope.
I just, he'll just cut my verse out and I'll cut his verse out and it'll just be like a minute. But we try to put a transition in there so it's smooth into the next song and whatnot. So we have show mixes opposed to the ones we release.
Okay. And do you do any behind the scenes?
As far as what?
Like showcasing, having a video showcase, you performing live, you working on your, how like MTV used to be,
Oh yeah,
showcase
yeah.
the artist, just working on the project, them just being their creative bag.
I
Do you do
do.
any of that?
I do every time I go up live. I do. I go live on Instagram as well. If you can't make
Mm,
it, that way you can tap in and still see it. So I do some of that. I post them afterwards. So there's a couple live performances on my Instagram. If you check out my story every once in a while, I'm sure you'll see me just head bopping in my room making a new song. So I do my
okay.
best to show a little bit behind the scenes, but I can't give them everything, you know.
Okay. No, we understand that. I'm just talking about for the performance part.
Oh, like
Uh,
backstage and stuff.
yeah, yeah, or even like you would talk about what if you would record the live performance itself. Um, that's like that's considered like behind the scenes and all that shit. Just your creative just coming all together. You in the studio or you setting up your stage performance. Which I'm curious as well. What is your routine to prepare yourself uh to go on stage?
Um, so I don't know. Every time I get opportunity to go back on stage, I kind of get anxious and nervous, and I'm thinking about it a lot. It's always my first instinct to like make a new song. Like I did songs last time, I want to have something new for them this time. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much
Okay.
the first thing I think of every time I get invited is what, can I make a new song that they haven't heard that might get them going? So I try to do that, and then I just like go over the songs I'm gonna perform. I just go over them again and again. I'll stand in the mirror. It's kind of corny, but I'll like stand in the mirror and pretend like I'm up
Mm,
on stage and stuff. I just get myself in the mood and really make sure that I'm gonna know all my lines before I go. And I mean that's the
mm.
best way I can prepare. I usually just
And
send my tracks out to the DJ, whoever's running the sound
mm,
for the night, or I'll try to have a flash drive full of my music. So a lot of exporting
okay.
files and practicing.
And my last two questions, when it came to performing, was this like an outdoor event or inside event?
It's inside. It's pretty cool. When I heard it was a cafe, I was pretty surprised to see when I got there. It was nothing like a cafe. It was like this grungy bar with stickers all over the wall. Off to the left, there's a bar. Then there's like a stage room, kinda. There's like a stage in the
Mm,
corner, and
mm.
yeah, it's a nice place though. I like it. I kind of forgot your question. What was it? My bad.
So no, I was just curious. So you only got a chance to perform inside?
Yeah,
Uh,
inside. Yeah,
okay.
I
Do
performed
you?
outside with the band back in the day.
Oh, okay. So now my question is, was there a difference between those two environments, performing like, inside a building compared to outside?
I think sound. Whoever runs sound outside probably has a little bit of a harder time. Um,
Okay.
it didn't sound as well when we performed outside sometimes. But as the band, we really only had a couple inside performances, and I guess it depends on how you run your sound. But my experiences outside were a little bit worse than the ones inside.
Okay. And my last question for your performance. Um, what's some of the your favorite songs out of your catalog that you like performing live?
So my favorite songs I like to perform live got to be I have them. It's just like a EP or just like a 2 song project, but it's
Okay.
called Weapons and Jit. There's a cash sign instead of a S at the end of Weapons. But I think they really get people going. They're pretty aggressive, angry, hyped up songs, and they almost start a mosh pit every time. So I like to keep those ones in rotation. I've
And
been
what was
trying
it?
to Weapons and Jit.
Weapons and Jet.
Yeah,
Okay. And was there more? Was you about to say something?
yeah. I got one more. Actually, it's not out yet. It's called Turn It Red, but I performed that one last time at the show, and it did pretty well. So I'm gonna get that one
Okay.
released soon.
I was actually curious, do you perform also some unreleased music?
I do.
Uh,
Yeah, I try
okay.
to. I try to show them a little sneak peek, and then I'll be like, "Hey, I'm performing this now, but it's gonna drop within the next week. Tap in." You know.
Okay. And I'm curious as well. so far I check out your YouTube. Are you on other platforms?
We got SoundCloud. A lot of people have requested like AudioMac and like BandLab and a few other things. I'm not so fond of those apps, but I try to put some music out there while I can.
Can you
Um,
dive into why you're not fond of them?
I guess I just like what I'm used to. I don't know.
Okay.
SoundCloud and
Okay.
Spotify have always been the OGs for me. So
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say like your sound remind me of the missing, nostalgia era of SoundCloud.
yeah, absolutely,
So, the fact that I hear that from you, it makes sense. Um,
absolutely.
and can you share a memorable moment from your journey as a musician so far?
It had to be my first time out in Milwaukee at Bremen Cafe. It was awesome, dude. I've never felt so happy in my life. Once I seen everyone actually like hearing my music and appreciating it, and then the whole room just started jumping around me, man. It felt great. It felt good. That had to be it.
And do you perform at what is it, Milwaukee?
Yeah, Milwaukee in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Milwaukee. Do you perform at that bar, I mean Calf, often?
Yeah, I've only performed
Okay.
there 3 times so far. It's been in like the past probably half a year, but I hope I
Okay.
get to know everyone a lot better and just be a part of that community. They be putting shows on almost every weekend, the way I see it. So,
Okay. And out of your catalog, do you think you have a fan favorite amongst it from your
I,
fans?
yeah, we do. It has the most streams. It'll probably be the first song to pop up on BlxxdMoon or my account. But it's called "Who Knew I'd Have More Friends in the Catacombs." We cut up the Young Lean beat from 2003 Ginseng Strip, and it was a popular song on TikTok. So I think people really ate that up once we dropped it.
Okay.
We have
And
a
how you go?
feature
Oh,
on there with
God.
this dude named Resentful. We worked with him for years, and he recently got really big and cut us off. We had a whole album worth of songs with him, and then he
Mm.
decided to have them taken down and copyrighted. So that was a big
Oh,
moment
damn.
in our career too. Someone we've worked with for years made it big and just left us in the dust pretty much. That was kind of a had to take that. It was a pill to swallow for sure. But he's on that song. That might be part of the
Mm.
reason it's got so much traction as well. But
Mm.
I still like it to this day. I think people resonate with that one most.
And what have you learned from this?
Just from like my whole experience.
Uh, when you was going over, like, you had a song that was like, breaking charts, and then to go through that experience with that.
It was heartbreaking, man. Um, it taught me a lesson that I already knew. You can't trust many people in this world. Um, yeah, I mean, it was heartbreaking, dude. We were cool with him.
Mm.
Talked to him about life. I mean, we talked to him almost every day for years, and then the minute he starts doing well, we don't matter. So it's hard.
Mm.
It's hard to deal with. We tried talking to him, and he would just send his like team members at us every time, and I don't know. I just don't quite understand it yet. I'm still kind of thinking on that one.
Okay. Yeah, I was curious, like, did you learn, like, like to have like full ownership,
Yeah, well,
or maybe?
moving forward, I do want to start writing up contracts and making
Okay.
sure we do everything the right way. Because the next time I do a collab, I'm not gonna let someone take it from us. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then
No, I
I
feel
was
you
I
from that.
was featured on one of his songs, and it had like 400,000 streams. It kept getting more and more, and I asked for my cut. You know, I never got a
Mm-hmm.
splits or a cut or anything, and I've always been, I want my share, whether it's 20% or 10% or 50% or whatever. I just wanted my share. But
Okay.
I was on half the song, and they only tried giving me 10%, so it didn't seem too fair. And that's when I kind of argued with them a little bit, and then they decided to just take all the music down. And it is what it is.
No, I feel you. Well, I got two two connections of mine. We have recently partnership with Jet Production. They make short action films and looking to collaborate with artists to have to use the music as a soundtrack and help you create a music video too.
Awesome.
Uh, if you're interested in that, I could get you in contact with them. and
Yeah,
then
definitely.
Mason Need Ladder. He made 2D animation, so he do commission for making like animated music videos if you're interested, or
Absolutely.
even logos, to whatever you need.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, dude. I've been trying to make some more like death metal logos and stuff.
Okay,
So that'd be
okay,
sweet, bro. Thank you.
I could definitely get y'all in contact after the show. I'm gonna send you over their info.
Oh yeah.
Um, one song that I'm gonna bring up that I listen to that I enjoy, "Ready for War." You mind telling us about it?
Ready for war. Okay, so we do this thing with Blood Moon where we started it. I mean, I got the inspiration from Star Wars, so I wanted to
Okay,
title each one of our big projects like Blood Moon Episode 1. I think it was The Rise. And then we had Episode 2 Eclipse, Episode 3 was Midnight, and then we got to Episode 4 and we were trying to think of a clever name. So instead of calling it, or we called it Episode 4, but instead of like Midnight or Eclipse or anything to do with the moon, we just did Ready for War because it's like our fourth album. Um,
okay.
so then that was like the track of the album, I suppose.
From you describing that, I'm not sure you ever played Left 4 Dead, but you know,
Yeah,
just
no,
hearing you
kind of the
did, yeah,
same
that was
idea.
the kind of reference. That was a kind of cool reference. Um, that's dope. And
Yeah,
I will say
Pariah
this.
and
Oh,
Havoc
what?
Soul, the other people on there. Pariah is a great artist. I love the guy. He's popping out to my show tomorrow. We're gonna hang out. That
Mm,
should be fun. But he needed to get music equipment. He was always coming over to record, and then my buddy had to mix his stuff, and we were telling him for like years, just get your own mic, bro.
mm,
It'd be much easier. You can do a lot more of your own work, and he just never got around to it. Havoc
okay,
Soul, great artist, shitty person in my opinion. He never wants to do anything but argue and be disrespectful. So we don't have ties with him anymore. But yeah, Ready for War is an awesome track. I like that one for sure.
okay. And when it comes to being you're independent, correct?
Yeah.
When it comes to being an independent artist, what do you need to be, as successful as you can, as coming up? So when you talk about equipment wise, like what else?
Yeah. I mean, you need a few $100 in reality. I mean, I've seen people do it with a USB mic. I've heard great songs mixed off of a phone microphone in GarageBand. It depends on your voice and what you have. I mean, really, just work with what you have is what you got to do. We all got to start somewhere, and just keep it in mind. Keep saving and keep trying to upgrade your equipment and your skills.
Okay. And when it comes to your setup, wait, do you have like a homemade studio or?
It's not a professional one, but I do record here at home. I got a
Okay.
little mic stand for my desk. I got a desktop computer. I got a little phone piece for my microphone, and you need a audio interface. That's something you definitely need. It just it connects your microphone through the box to the computer. It lets you mess with how much the microphone picks up, the volumes of what you're mixing on the computer, all that. It's kind of like a little mixer. Something you definitely need. Um,
Okay.
if you want to start out, is probably an audio interface and digital audio workshop like FL Studio, Pro Tools, Logic. There's all sorts of them. So
Okay. That's dope. And when it comes to well, you can basically say you rap.
yeah.
But I'm curious, do you sing as well?
So I do try singing here and there. I have a song called Home. It's a little bit more emotional. It's just kind of about loss, and sometimes you got to take the L and lose people or lose things that connect with you. So that one's a little more sad, kind of emo rock, I'd call it. I try to sing when I can. You'll hear my singing and some ad libs, and I might vocalize a little bit or get a little melodic in some of my verses, but I've never full on tried to just like sing. Besides Home.
Okay. Okay. Would we ever see you eventually expand more upon that, or this will be
Yeah.
forever like your thing?
No, absolutely. I like to. I mean, I try and sing in my ad libs. Sometimes it's great. sometimes I don't hit the right notes, and it doesn't work out. So I'm kind of working on that, finding my vocal range and what notes I need to be hitting and exercising my vocal cords. I want to keep working on it as we go, but I feel
Okay.
like my voice is pretty deep and low, and it just resonates well with a grungier, aggressive take.
Okay. All right. Shout out to that. And have you produced any of the beats of any song in your catalog yet?
Yes. I think the first song on my first album, I made the beat for that one. It's just called Intro. Um, so yeah, I made a couple beats on my first ever album. I think my writing was pretty decent. I think my mixing skills and my producing skills were not top quality, but that intro is one that I really do like, and yeah, I think it's good to this day. But I've grown a lot since then. So
Okay. Um, never see. So you do have a title for a song that I was like, what the fuck does that even mean? Uh, bulletproof blunt wraps. I was like, what the fuck?
yeah, me and the homie were just hanging out, dude, and I feel Blood Moon Episode 4 is not my favorite album. I feel like it
Mm,
was rushed. That's when we were going through a lot of problems with everyone else in our group. People weren't getting us their verses, and it got to the point where we were sitting on this album for like almost a year, like months,
mm.
and we had gotten fed up. So yeah, that one was a little. That one was kind of spontaneous and out of nowhere. But I think just the like
I don't think it's a
bulletproof
bad
blunt. I
song.
think it.
I
I
think
think it
that
just rolls off the tongue. The title is what we were thinking. The like double B thing going on. But I think I
no,
mentioned something about bulletproof vests or something in there, so I just kind of came out of that.
no, it's dope. I don't think it's a bad song. I think the title definitely caught my attention. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, what? You just happen to about to be rolling up one and then like you just catch a bullet or like
Something like that, man. Something like that. I think
um
it came
but
right
go
after Swish of Militia, so we tried keeping that same vibe, I guess, and that's what we ended up with.
okay. Shout out to that song.
Absolutely.
Definitely entertaining.
Thank you.
And listen to your music too. Like I think you definitely have a audience out there, and I'm definitely curious. What audience like. When it comes to like grungy rock. You know, I can see your music doing well in like areas in like Mexico. You
Right.
know, uh, they're even in like Japan, like they got an audience. For that type of sound. And technically, hip hop is growing up there. So since hip hop is already becoming popular in Japan, it could be open up an area for it, what do you call your genre?
Dark
Dark
trap,
trap. Yeah,
horrorcore. I mean, there's a lot of different words for what we're trying
yeah.
to do, so it's hard, but I stick with
So
dark
since
trap.
yeah, so since hip hop is growing down in Japan, you could, use that opportunity to expose more of dark trap to them.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Someone sent me. I don't remember the name right now quite yet, but someone sent me this awesome group. I don't know if it was like Japanese or Chinese or Asian or I don't know, something Asian, but they were like doing half their language and then it was like half English too, and I didn't know everything
mhm,
they were saying, but they had like words on the bottom. It sounded great, dude. I could
mhm.
tell.
Yeah,
It's cool. It's cool.
I've been seeing some of that too. Um, even like listen to their music, prior like different other genres and stuff. Uh, Japan definitely got some of the most creative, artists out there. When it comes into like them mixing they sound, like yeah, I even give it up to K-pop too.
Yeah,
Uh,
I I've never dabbled in there. I've
mm,
heard about it, and I've heard a lot of people make fun of it and talk shit about it. Never really dabbled
mm.
in that kind of music, but I'm not opposed to any.
No, I'm just talking about from the sense of creativity, like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
the, the way how they go about introducing like dancing and everything. Like you would think dance group got boring shit now, but the way how they just keep it entertaining and creative. Well, if even with the, if you ever see them live performance, it's different.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely, yeah.
so, just I'm actually, intrigued to see, what will your sound, expand to, or what would it look like, again, influenced with the different culture, how would that would push you. So I'm actually intrigued to see that.
Absolutely. Um, I'm not one to change much for other people, but as an artist, it is definitely something to keep in mind. Sometimes you have to follow trends and make a party song here and there. You know what I mean? So
No, no, fuck that. What I'm saying is how, you as the artist with your creativity, influence with other creative beings. I would like to see your, to see what would be out of that creation. So, wherever the fuck you find yourself in, like for example, I mentioned like Mexico,
yeah,
they got an area for grunge,
yeah,
you
right,
know.
right.
So I'm curious like how would, you take your sound and mix it with somebody down there. What would that creation look like? That's what I'm talking about. Don't
Oh
don't
yeah.
change. Yeah, don't do that. Fuck that shit.
Hey,
No.
dude, I
Uh
gotta say though, where I was headed with that is it is part of business. It's part of music. I
oh yeah,
always
yeah.
make what I love and I try and incorporate it into trending things. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I feel you on that. From the business aspect, I can understand
But
that.
yeah, I kind of misunderstood where you were getting at.
Mm,
Absolutely, dude. Anywhere I go, if I find shows in Japan, Mexico, anywhere, dude, I'd be happy to collab with anyone. I might not know what
mm.
they're saying, but if that beat smacks and they got the flow right, you already know, dude.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious, like, how will your, because I think you do definitely have a potential for a global audience, especially with your sound. So I'm curious, what that doors will open up for your creativity.
I'm
What
excited.
artists will you,
Yeah, I'm
work with
excited
and
to
everything.
find out.
Yeah. So I'm definitely curious to see like how will your sound, evolve over time. And speaking of evolving, from your journey so far, can you tell us a little bit how much you like your sound changed, what gotten better over
So
time?
I think the idea of the sound I want is always changing a little bit. I take a lot of inspiration from artists I like and music I like, and then I try to make my own in a similar manner. Um, I think that I've always been as real as I can about the way I feel about things. I obviously don't go around killing people. I'd be in jail right now, but that's how I feel. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
I think the idea has stayed the same, but my voice has matured. I, I've gained more maturity in general. So I think yeah, I don't know. I feel like the sound is sounding better now opposed to back in 2021. Definitely.
Yep.
I think our beats are mixed better. I think our vocals are mixed better. Synthblood really tapped in and found his groove. And, now we got a good formula we work with, and it sounds 10 out of 10 every time. So um, that was a big moment. It took a lot of experimenting and trying different things to get where we are. And I don't think that's ever going to stop, you know?
Okay. And when it comes to having a message in your music, uh, what is that message for you?
I just want people to feel like they're not alone. I have a lot of I struggle with dealing with a lot of my emotions, and this is just how I do it. So I share a lot about myself, but it's not all about me, man. I really just want to have somewhere people can go to release those feelings and know they're not alone. Like, man, this guy feels like that too. Oh man, I felt like that today. It's okay to feel negative things, and it's okay to express them, but you got to do it in a way that's healthy. You know what I mean?
Mm,
But yeah,
I
I mean,
agree.
the message. I mean, it's different with each song, man.
Okay. So, can you bring up a couple of examples and talk about them?
Yeah. Um, so Departed, uh, that one was that song was just kind of about an incident I had. I went out to a party. I got really drunk. I tried to bang my friend's girlfriend. It was horrible. I made
Oh,
myself look like a fool. So that song's just a little, it's about kind of embarrassment or doing the wrong thing and
okay.
dealing with that. Who Knew I'd Have More Friends in the Catacombs is kind of like a hype song. I just be talking about. Honestly, I don't know the lyrics by heart right now. I got too many songs, man.
Hey, you said you got 100.
Yeah,
So do you ever like try to perform like every song out of your catalog, or
I
do some just get lost?
yeah. Some of them definitely get lost. Some of the earlier ones, like I was saying before, like some of the ones I don't think are mixed so well or might not reach the audience as much, I leave out. Um, and I try to start my set off with my experimental songs, like the ones I know are a little slower and a little more emotional. I try to do those first, and then just save the bangers for the end. So I like end on a good note with the crowd. You know what I mean? But
Mm.
I mean, yeah, it's a really where I'm at is I think people only like the hype songs right now, and that's probably how
No.
it will be for a while. You know, the most popular hyped up songs is probably what they're gonna like. But as I gain a following, I really encourage people to dig through my discography and find other songs that they might actually connect with. You know what I mean?
So what's some hidden songs that you want to give a shout out to out of your catalog?
Some hidden songs.
Mm.
There's one called Philo de Se, which I'm pretty sure is like a medieval term for suicide. That one goes hard. Um, Definitely needs more traction. I think it deserves more. We got Hell on Earth, the first one, and then we got Hell on Earth Part Two. Both of those are great songs. You know, I put my heart and soul into that. The first one needs some more recognition, though. Everyone likes the second one more for some reason. Um, I got the
You don't
whole
sound
album,
bad.
the Noah, Volume One. I think everything on that deserves a big shout out. A lot of them are solo tracks. Yeah, I don't know, man. I got a lot of
Mm.
hidden songs. There's a lot that haven't quite broke the surface yet, but people
Okay.
will get there.
Well, shout out to the songs. Hopefully the
Absolutely.
listeners will pick up on that. And let me see. Fuck, I had a brain for it.
You good, man? I've been having a lot of those.
uh, goddamn, I had a question in my mind. Oh, if you could collaborate with any artist, deceased or alive, who would it be?
I gotta say, Freddie Dredd or Suicide Boys. They're just my favorite artists right now. They've inspired me a lot to join this genre and make the music I do. So I think that'd be awesome.
Okay, that's your only one.
Oh no, I got a couple more. I like shit, man. There's this guy called Harper. He's great. I like NASCAR Allo. X was great, dude. I would have loved to collab
Mm.
with X. R.I.P.
R.I.P. to them.
But
That's
yeah, man,
dope.
that's pretty much it.
Okay, okay, that's dope. And shit. Uh, next song that I got, Half Life. Tell us about it.
Half Life. I'm pretty sure that one's on the fourth album. I gotta check. Half Life. Do you mind if I mute myself real quick and listen to it for a second?
No problem. Oh, you're not playing for your phone.
So I'll tell you a little bit about that one. We wrote that song last year in the summer when my buddy Synthblxxd flew out from Oklahoma. We got together and put together a lot of songs on this album. Actually, that's when we get the most work done. Is when we're working together. Um, Yeah, I guess
Okay.
this one's just kind of about feeling half alive, being angry with the world, getting fed up and kind of stress and anxiety building up, and I don't know. But it
Mm,
was it was a great experience writing all those songs and hanging out with my bro last summer. We had a great time. It was
okay.
definitely a fun experience. I mean, a lot of what we do is for fun too. It helps relieve our stress and our emotions, and it's just fun, man.
Okay. Shout out to that. And last song, uh, Whereabouts.
Whereabouts. So, not a huge fan of that one. No offense to my boy Nasty Nate, but he had sent us an open. We were kind of pressuring him and pushing him for an open song because we've been sending him a lot of opens, and we needed some other people kind of tapping in and giving us songs to hop on too. It seemed like we were doing a lot of that work and taking initiative to make new songs and get everyone on them. So we kind
Mm,
of pushed him into sending us this song, and I don't think it fit the rest of the album very well at all, is the way I
okay.
feel about it. But yeah,
Okay.
so he started the song and kind of did the hook and everything, and then I didn't really like it from the beginning, and I feel like I kind of half-assed my verse on it, to be real with you. So it's not my favorite, um, definitely not my best, but I'm sure they both enjoyed making it. They did okay. So shout out to them.
Okay. Shout out to 'em.
But if I could
Coming
go
to,
back and take it off the album, I would. Just putting that out there.
okay. Will we ever get like a remaster of your older album?
I would hope so. It's been a thought for a long time. I think I lost a couple of the beats. There would definitely be a lot of things to kind of dig through and try to find. I've had some computer problems, so my hard drive has been wiped, and I don't know if I'm ever
Yeah.
going to get those back, to be honest. But the ones I
Okay.
can find, like the beats I can find and what I can do, I think it would be a great idea to redo some of those songs. I put
Okay.
emotion into most of them, and I don't like when it's wasted. You know what I mean?
I feel you. So what we start doing now, people that subscribe to our podcast, we would have a open floor. So just like you record yourself here, or even treat it as like your the way how you promote on like social media, TikTok.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
if you want to promote whatever you got going on, if you want to promote your music, we allow you to record like up to like 5 minutes, and we would have that circulate on all platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and even YouTube for you.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
No problem. And before you go, shout out all your platforms, shout out anybody that you want to put on, and then drop a song out of your catalog you want people to tune into.
All right. Sounds good, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alrighty. So, once again, my name is Noah. It's Noaah, two A's. Don't forget it. Um, we try to release music every month. As of lately, our focus has been releasing music together under our band name, Blood Moon. That's spelled with X's, BlxxdMoon. You can find Noaah or Blood Moon on all platforms. I'm talking Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music, you name it, it's probably there. So yeah, definitely check us out on all those platforms. And then big shout out to my brother Synthblxxd. He's my partner in this and the other half of our band and the brains of the operation. Man, he takes care of it all pretty much. So big shout out to him. Don't forget to go find him on all the same platforms. It's Synthblxxd, same as our band name. Um, Shout out to my boy Chris, Kriss. He's on Spotify. He's got some of his own songs. I started making music with him. He deserves a big shout out. Go check out his beats. Go check out his songs. He's on YouTube as Prod Chris. And then lately, our latest song is called Kama Sutra. That one, we're really trying to push it out there and get people into it. It's got a happy vibe. It's got a dance vibe. Play it at the club, play it in the car, play it as much as you can. It'll make you happy. That one just released about a week, 2 weeks to a month ago. But we're still pushing it heavy, so check that one out. And then September 10th or 11th, we are going to be dropping a new 20-song album. It's going to be Blood Moon episode 5, Requiem. And yeah, stay tuned for that. It'll be out soon.
Shout
Thank
out
you
to
very much,
y'all.
man.
You're welcome. It was good to have you on this podcast. You're welcome to come back. Um, fuck. I was gonna say something. Oh, send me a cover pic. And I will have your EP ready. When it comes to YouTube, it's gonna be ready within 2 weeks.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Spotify is gonna be a bit longer because I got you in rotation with other artists.
Okay.
But it'll eventually pop up on Spotify.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I'll share it as much as I can. What you're doing is
Okay.
great, man. Respect.
Much love. Send me a couple pic on IG.
All right. Sounds good,
All
man.
right.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Have a good one.
Peace.
Peace.